Bergen-Fischer Media.
Hey, it's Monday, here we go. It's the Call Me Tony Show.
Hey guys, it is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. My name is Tony. This is my podcast, and welcome to it. Yes, I did say Tuesday. Normally I release episodes on Monday, just like the theme song says, but this week Monday slipped past me, so here we are. And if that is the biggest controversy of this episode, I will take it. For many people who have left religion, Matt Dillahunty has been an important figure in their journey. His debates, his breakdowns of religious arguments, and his ability to expose flawed reasoning have played a key role in helping countless people rethink their beliefs. Now, I know this because I'm one of them. His work was a significant influence in my own deconversion, and I don't take that lightly. But while I respect his contributions, I also recognize the limitations of his approach. Atheism isn't just for those who already agree with us. If the goal is to challenge religious beliefs in a meaningful way, then we have to think about how we engage with the people who still hold them. Many atheists will point to the few theists who have deconverted after experiencing hostility and say, see, it works. But in my opinion, that's a narrow view. It's easy to focus on the fringe minority who responded positively to aggressive debate while ignoring the far greater number of people who were pushed farther away. If we actually want to shift the cultural perception of atheism, if we want to be persuasive rather than just right, then we need to consider the bigger picture. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Not whether Matt Dillahunty's approach has ever worked, but whether it's the best way to reach the most people. Not whether aggression can sometimes be effective, but whether it's what atheism should be known for. And most importantly, whether we can choose to engage in a way that invites real conversation rather than just feeding the cycle of conflict. Atheism doesn't have a leader. There's no central figure guiding the movement, no organization deciding how we should engage, and no single voice representing all atheists. That's both a strength and a weakness. It means we aren't bound by dogma and we can explore ideas freely. But it also means that the people who get the most attention, especially online, are the ones who shape how atheism is perceived. And right now, that perception isn't great. For years, Matt Dillahunty has been one of the loudest voices in the movement. He's sharp. He's logical. He knows how to expose weak arguments. But his style has also been aggressive, confrontational, and often outright hostile. He gets frustrated with people who don't think the way he does. He lashes out when callers don't articulate themselves well. And because he's been so visible for so long, a lot of atheists have come to see his approach as the correct one, the gold standard for how atheists should engage with theists. But the problem is that this style isn't very effective at actually changing minds. Religious belief isn't just built on logic. It's personal. It's tied to emotions, experiences, family, culture, and identity. Most people don't believe in God because they've been reasoned into it. They believe because it feels true to them. So when an atheist comes along and immediately dismisses their beliefs with sarcasm or contempt, they don't think, wow, maybe I should reconsider my worldview. They think this person is just bitter and arrogant. It doesn't matter how airtight the argument is. If the person hearing it feels like they're being attacked, they're not going to engage with the logic. They're going to defend themselves. And when that happens, nobody wins. The the theist walks away even more convinced that atheists are just angry and rude. The atheist walks away feeling justified in their frustration, believing that religious people are too stubborn or irrational or stupid to be reached. And the cycle continues. Now, there are alternative voices in the movement. People like Seth Andrews and Hemant Mehta, who take a more measured and thoughtful approach. Seth, with his background in Christian radio, knows how to speak in a way that people can actually hear. He presents ideas in a way that's engaging rather than confrontational. Hammond, in his work as the Friendly Atheist, focuses more on exposing hypocrisy and harmful religious influence than just tearing down the belief itself. But despite their efforts, the confrontational approach still seems to dominate. Like, why? I think it's because conflict gets attention. Social media rewards the most dramatic voices. Outrage drives engagement. The people who thrive on aggressive debates are the ones who get the biggest platforms because their style is entertaining, even if it's not actually persuasive. And a lot of atheists, especially those who left religion under painful circumstances, are drawn to that style because it feels good to fight back. When you spent years feeling trapped by religious beliefs, if you've been told you were broken or sinful for thinking differently, if you've been rejected by family or friends for questioning your faith, then confronting religious ideas head on can feel empowering. It is a way of taking back control. But that same anger that makes these debates feel cathartic also makes them unproductive. When someone engages from a place of frustration, it's not about encouraging thought, it's about venting. And while that might feel good in the moment, it does nothing to actually shift the culture or improve the way that atheism is perceived. And I think this is why the movement is stuck in a cycle. The most aggressive voices are getting the most attention. People imitate them, believing that that's the only way to engage. Religious people see atheists as hostile, which makes them defensive. And the more defensive they become, the more atheists lean into frustration, thinking, see, they'll never listen anyway. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. Every conversation is a chance to shape what atheism looks like. Every interaction, online or in person, is an opportunity to show that atheism isn't just about tearing things down. It's about thoughtful discussion, curiosity, and honest questioning. If we want to challenge religious beliefs in a way that actually makes an impact, we need to ask ourselves, are we arguing to be right, or are we speaking in a way that people are actually willing to hear? If you agree that a different approach is possible, I invite you to be a part of that shift. It doesn't mean going easy on bad arguments. It doesn't mean pretending religious beliefs are valid when they're not. It just means engaging in a way that leaves the door open for real conversation instead of just slamming it shut before it even begins. If you're part of atheist spaces online, think about how those spaces are shaping the perception of atheism. Are they helping the movement grow, or are they just reinforcing the worst stereotypes? If you want to see something different, be part of making that change. And if you found this discussion valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from a different perspective. Your engagement helps bring more attention to these conversations, the ones that go beyond just arguing and instead focus on what atheism could be. And if you have your own experiences, thoughts, or questions, as always, I'd love to hear about them. Let's keep this conversation going.